Hey everyone, Anthony Morgan's Training Academy. Today is about palm strikes. Now, palm strikes, using a palm strike is going to save you in a lot of areas. If you hit somebody with your fist, you could end up getting your fist cut up with their teeth or break a knuckle or something, which is going to make it harder to continue to perform. Now, anytime I hit with the palm, this is a Makawari board, and it's got a little bit of spring to it. Okay, this is just a low pad. Now, anytime that you're applying a palm, and I'm hitting a Makawari, if I hit this with my knuckle, I could break it. Okay, I could break my knuckle. This is not too bad. It's got a little bit of give. But the thing to keep in mind is how much extension am I putting on this strike? Do I want to have a recoil? And a recoil is if I move and I retract this hand. Now that's a recoil. And a lot of the stuff that we do, no matter if it's with a palm strike, a high palm strike, or a low palm strike, we want to have recoil. We don't want to drive through our target. Now a lot of systems say, you know, fire through the target. Well, firing through the target is going to make you commit to that punch or that strike. We don't want to be overly committed to our punch or our strike. We want just enough penetration, which is like an inch, to move that person to where we can trap from there and continue on our battle. Now, as I was saying, working on palm strikes, a lot of times on your palm strike, my elbow is in, my elbow is not out, okay? This is going to be detrimental to your palm strike. So the elbow is in, and as I strike, I here, and I recoil off that. Now your recoil is going to depend on what your next follow-up. If I go one here, bang, and I move back to here, my recoil will set me up into my next position. Okay, so that's why when I hit here and I recoil, I can continue in the fight without having to go one and retract this, and one and retract this, one and retract. The recoil is only an inch, so if I move here, I can recoil a little bit and go right into the next position. So on palm strikes, okay, I tuck the thumb in and I'm hitting with this portion of the palm. Elbow is going to be in, and when I fire, bang, I'm firing this here, okay, and I'm just trying to get that recoil. Now, I am extracting this back a little further here, okay, and if somebody's coming in for a tackle or something, you know, we will hit the forehead here and try to drive them down. We're not trying to drive them back as much as we want to drive them down. So if I'm doing a high, this is here and it's staying in close to the body, and close, and I'm hitting with the palm, one here. So with the Makawari, okay, and I hit. Now see, you notice my fingers are going beside his head here. I don't want to do this because this will break my fingers, so I keep them out here, and I fire. When I shoot for the low, here. Now if you notice, I am not doing this. Okay? That's incorrect. You have to have forward energy at all times. Okay? My hand has forward energy, my body has forward energy. So if I go for a low here, my body's still moving forward even though my hand may move back. But I don't want to do this and move back because now that's defeating the purpose. So if I'm throwing a low, it's here. Okay, one here, the elbow's still in the pocket here. I fire, okay, or I fire high here. Okay, I fire, fire, fire here. Now, a lot of times target is I'm going for the chin, I'm going to the side of the face. Sometimes with some of my students, I will do it to your shoulder, I'll do it to your collarbone, I'll do it to your ribs. Sometimes I do it to their knee that's coming in. And you have to play with this, in order to get good, you have to apply it on everything. A lot of times I'll apply it to the crease of the hip just to drive them back. okay? When I do that, when I drive them back, their head comes forward, which if I fire low here, their head comes forward, then I will hit the face. So anyway, this is a low, okay? And I'm just from here, just and I fire. Now you can do this out of right or left lead depending on preference. If I'm in right lead and I fire, there's a here, and I'm still bringing this back in elbow pocket. Here, okay? Here, okay? Here. So whether you're in right lead or left lead, it's going to be kind of up to you. Mix it up. I always like right lead just because that's the way I've been taught my, most of my career is, the Bruce Lee art, which is always put your strong side forward, and which is always, if you're right-handed, your right hand's always going to be forward, your right leg's always going to be forward. That way you have the power up front. So, Markiwari, I'm here, the elbow is in, and I fire, and this comes back, okay? I'm not trying to allow it to push me back. I want to drive through that target, but I'm only penetrating about 1 inch here, okay? Or if I'm shooting low, here, okay? So the other thing, make sure you stretch your wrist. Get them flexible, okay? A lot of times, guys say, well, I hurt my wrist in boxing. Well, because think back as a child, your hands were always moving. You were climbing, you were gripping, you're throwing, you're down on your hands and knees, you're falling on your hands. You very seldom ever hear of a kid hurting his wrist, okay? Now, you do, but it's not like when you get older and somebody falls down, immediately they break a hip or they break a wrist or they break a forearm. Well, that's because you're not stretching and constantly getting those tendons to where they're stretched out. So if you're throwing a lot of palm strikes, spend the time when you're in front of TV at night, stretch it. Go beyond normal, okay? And when I say go beyond normal, it's not just going, okay, I'm going to stretch this so I don't rip that tendon. No. What do you normally do throughout the day that makes you work this position? Maybe it's lifting something weird, not like barbells. That's a fixed pattern, okay? Grab something that you have to really manipulate to hold on to and put that strength back in your wrist and, force it to go into weird positions. So, palm strikes, okay? Thank you for you guys subscribing to our channel, and keep up the good work, and I will see you on the next video.